Senate passes 2023 supplementary appropriation bill of 2.17 trillion naira. Nigeria meets 70% target of COVID-19 vaccination. A pleasant evening to you all out there. This is NTW News at 7, coming to you from your heritage station. Thanks for being there. I am Olawumi Adeniji. Here are the details. Senate has passed the 2023 supplementary appropriation bill of 2.17 trillion naira as requested by the federal government. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the budget is for critical needs such as palliatives, defense, and infrastructure, among other sectorial growth initiatives. As Nigerians look forward to a free and fair governorship election come November 11th in three states, Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo, many are wondering why these elections are coming now. Bolaji Akim in this report takes a look at the position of electoral law and the constitution in an off-cycle election.
1999, when Nigeria returned to democracy, changing of baton from one administration to another has always been through election, which is conducted every 4 years. However, some states have been conducting their governorship election outside the general elections calendar due to court pronouncement or change of election results. States like Kogi, Bayelsa, and Imo will be going to the poll come November 11.
Electoral law came into place to fill this vacuum. That's why the INEC were able to come with these laws that create a space for the subsequent elections to be held. Probably there were lacuna in the time these new governors were sworn in. The incumbent must run its full term, which is 4 years.
The Electoral Act, stricto sensu, is a creation of the law of the National Assembly, no doubt. So the essence of the electoral law is to regulate the conduct of elections in the country. And as it is, there have always been several amendments to make sure it gets better.
Legal practitioners are of the opinion on the need to review the electoral law to take care of challenges emanating from off-cycle election in line with present situation.
One of the fear is that the party machinery might concentrate in these few states to distort the election. That's the fear. Unlike when it's being conducted at the same time around the whole 32 states.
Where the law too is slippery on practice on the direction that the electoral umpire should go. This leaves a lot of lacuna, it leaves a lot of gap.
Stakeholders says following the electoral law and playing the game according to the rules by all political gladiators will lead to free and fair election. In Lagos, Bolaji Akim, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Civil Society Situation Room says the upcoming off-cycle elections in Bayelsa, Imo, and Kogi must shape the trajectory of electoral democracy in Nigeria. This was at his stakeholders meeting convened ahead of the polls in Abuja. Timothy Yusuf completes the report.
This stakeholders convening is coming ahead of the November 11th governorship elections in Imo, Bayelsa, and Kogi states. An appeal to eligible voters never to submit themselves to be used by desperate politicians for electoral manipulations dominated discussion here. Politicians, the election management body INEC, and security agencies as actors in the process are required to conduct themselves with integrity, humility, and decency before, during, and after the elections.
The conduct of the last election has left many things that need to be urgently addressed so that we can improve on the conduct of the election.
For the National Assembly, reforming our electoral legal framework is sacrosanct at this time and is a continuous process which we are fully committed to.
Meanwhile, some concerned civil society groups at a media briefing in Abuja are urging relevant authorities to caution desperate politicians blackmailing Nigerian security agencies for selfish gains, saying some political parties and their governorship candidates in Kogi State should be particularly called to order.
We caution politicians not to obstruct security agencies in the performance of their constitutional assignment of checkmating criminal activities in the state, especially as election approaches.
The coalition is confident of a peaceful election, but that the security agencies must up their game to contain any threat to the democratic gains achieved so far. Timothy Yusuf, NTA News.
Nigeria has attained the global target of vaccinating 70% of its eligible population against COVID-19. Key players in the nation's health sector gave a defined tribute as the Forum of Chief Executive Officers of State Primary Health Care Development Agencies and Boards held a valedictory session in honor of Dr. Shuaib after 7 years at the helm of affairs of the National Primary Health Care Development Agency. Olushaye Adeagbo has more.
Dr. Faiza Shuaib served as Executive Director of the National Primary Health Care Development Agency from 2017 to October 2023. Remarks from these guests affirm it was 7 years of milestones in national immunization coverage, disease protection and control.
Dr. Shuaib, you have resuscitated, you have brought to life the National Primary Health Care Program. Dr. Faisal got polio eliminated in Nigeria. From there, routine immunization, revitalization of primary health care. This is changing one step after the other. This is vision.
It turned out an evening of speeches as guests from the academia, global partners and others took turn to eulogize Dr. Faiza Shuaib as an accomplished public health practitioner who played a significant part in revitalizing Nigeria's primary health care system.
As you are moving on, I'm proud of you because you are leaving behind strong NPSDA. We will support your successor to make sure that we maintain the gains.
In his words, the man of the moment, Dr. Faiza Shuaib expressed belief that the progress made in making primary health care services a national pride is testament of collective commitment.
It is this collective spirit of hard work that gives me confidence that even when I exit this stage like I have done, that spirit will continue to strengthen primary health care.
He is hoping the passion to meet medical needs of Nigerians is sustained. In Abuja, Olushaye Adeagbo, NTA News.
To achieve free flow of information for the public, stakeholders must rise against impunity against journalists. A cross-section of media practitioners stated this while commenting on this year's International Day to end impunity against journalists. Ramatu Abdullahi has details.
From going to scout for news stories, conducting interviews, writing the report, publishing or airing it, journalists are always on the go. They work tirelessly with dedication, hard work and professionalism to keep the public informed, thereby shaping public opinions, fostering transparency and holding authorities accountable. However, available statistics from UNESCO indicate that 88 journalists were killed globally in 2022. Apart from killing, journalists are also subjected to countless threats ranging from kidnapping, torture and other forms of harassment while carrying out their jobs.
More unfortunately, most of these crimes are not even investigated. That is the worst part of it, and are being perpetuated by state actors and even non-state actors.
If you look at what is happening in Gaza today, as at yesterday I saw a report stating that about 30 journalists have been murdered. Now, that is a war situation. In political realms too, you get journalists being murdered. Why? Because somebody probably had the effrontery to go and report on a subject matter that a few very powerful individuals find rather very uncomfortable.
The International Day to End Impunity for Crimes Against Journalists is to draw attention to the globally high level of impunity against the journalists and its damaging impact.
You should always be guided by a professional principle of fairness, being factual, and also always getting balance to some of these issues and stories.
Media practitioners also advocate strict punishment of perpetrators of the crime to curb the menace. Ramatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
The second African National Resources and Energy Investment Summit, organized by the Ministry of Solid Mineral Development and partners, has ended in Abuja, with far-reaching decisions on bridging infrastructural gap in power generation. Charles Alpha reports that the forum also deliberated on harnessing the renewable energy resources that abound in Nigeria and Africa.
After 3 days of intensive knowledge sharing on the abundant mineral resources found in Nigeria and Africa, organizers are going home happy that after fruitful deliberations, commitments made to a just energy transition using available mineral deposits will begin to manifest and address energy access deficit in Nigeria.
We have seen industry expert captains of industries speak, providing solutions to the challenges.
The optimism is incredible, the will to action is incredible, and we've seen some incredible collaboration.
While there is still work to be done, the commitment to improving power sector is evident.
At the climax of the event, energy experts x-rayed barriers to full electrification while offering solutions, taking into cognizance infrastructural gaps, need to encourage public-private partnership and provide full and universal electrification for all.
We need to have what I call policy consistency in the country, where investors need to start to have confidence in our documentation.
The cost of financing in Nigeria, and possibly using Pakistan as another example, is still extremely high.
There is a need from an electrification standpoint to have a robust electrification plan. Efforts have been made on this.
Players here are hopeful that this Second African Natural Resources and Energy Investment Summit will complement government's resolve to revamp the solid mineral sector in Nigeria. Charles Alpha, NTA News.
November is recognized as the Vegan Month to promote a sustainable health style and other activities. We apologize for that mix-up. November is recognized as the Vegan Month to promote a sustainable health style and other activities associated with veganism. But how knowledgeable are people about veganism? Sandra Akeme has more.
Protein, you should also try and do vegetables. I try to, as much as possible, balance it out. It's not something that I really would say I pay so much attention to.
According to research, vegan diets are made up of only plant-based foods, such as fruits, vegetables, soy, legumes, nuts, sprouted or fermented plant foods, and whole grains. World Vegan Day is dedicated to spread awareness among people about the benefits of consuming vegan diets for a healthy lifestyle. Nutritionists say vegan diets do not include animal foods like eggs, dairy, meat, poultry, or seafood. She noted that vegan is healthy and nutritious as it protects against many chronic non-communicable diseases.
The major part of the whole food pyramid, healthy food pyramid, is like 80-90% of plant-based foods. And when you look at plant-based foods, you have your grains, you have your legumes. They are very rich in fiber, and fiber is very important in health. Fiber helps to eliminate waste products.
The nutritionist advised that vegetarian food leaves a deep impression on nature, and if the whole world adopts vegetarianism, it can change the destiny of humankind. The theme for this year's World Vegan Day is Celebrating for a Good Cause. In Abuja, Sandra Akeme, NTA News.
Christians have been admonished to serve God wholeheartedly for them to have a resting place in eternity. Venerable Abayomi Kushanu gave the admonition during a sermon at the church service in honor of late Elizabeth Ashabi Ajuwon, mother of Oluwashina Ajuwon, a state of a staff of NTA Ijebode. Lukman Adefeso reports that the funeral service was held at St. Peter's Anglican Church in Yewa North. This report is presented in this package.
Family, friends, and well-wishers joined the Ajiwon's family for the church service celebrating the life and times of late Mrs. Elizabeth Ashabi Ajiwon. In a sermon entitled Secret of Death, Venerable Abayomi Kushanu explained that death is inevitable and all human beings will experience it, while extolling the virtues of the late Madam Elizabeth Ajiwon. The cleric urged the congregation to be conscious of their attitude to God while sowing good seeds, in addition to ensuring proper upbringing of their children.
The preparation for death is within us. We should prepare that there will be a last day for us, every one of us. So we should do what is expected of us so that we should remember whom we serve.
The children of the deceased danced to the altar to give thanks to God for a good and impactful life of their late mother, whom they describe as caring, accommodating, and epitome of motherhood.
Caring and loving mother. She is the kind of person that if something is happening to you, she's the one that is affected. She's a real mother. I wish if I want to come the next time to this world, I pray to have her back.
My late mom was a kind-hearted woman during her lifetime. She was a unifying factor. She makes sure that she unites all the family members. He taught us how to work in agreement, in unity.
My mother-in-law is a nice person, very caring, very accommodating. She's a woman that I love so much.
Guests from far and near, including staff of NT Abeokuta, Ijebode, and Imeko, who came to honor one of the children of the deceased, Engineer Oluwashino Ajiwon of the engineering department, were treated to a sumptuous meal at the playing ground of the Baptist Primary School, Oloruda. Late Madam Elizabeth Ajiwon, until her death at the age of 90, was a devoted Christian.
May the soul of the departed continue to rest peacefully. And that concludes our package for this evening. Have a good night.